Hey, and welcome once again. This is Feeblegenius with the third portion of the Final Fantasy 15 Platinum demo. And this takes us to the final segment, which really just ends up being the boss battle and some more background story. I'm still the kid, though something happens, as you'll see in a second here. You've arrived at the Citadel, and little Carbuncle here is warning you and getting thwacked around by our old friend Iron Giant. Everybody that's played Final Fantasy to some extent is going to be familiar with Iron Giants and Carbuncle for that matter, though maybe not in that form. So little Carbuncle there,
in the world of your dreams, you are king.
The memory that he's always going to protect Noctis transforms him, in his dream of course, to a full-grown man with the gloves, the jacket, the cool hairdo, and weapons to boot. And this is my first shot playing it. I'm not going to brag about my gameplay at all here. I'm just learning, so I'm getting as you might see expression me there. Trying out, see what the weapons do, trying to see what fire does, and strangely enough, that hurricane took away probably 3/4 of his health. You get a big flash on the screen when you should defend. He's winding up to throw down a big Iron Giant sword. I'm seeing what's going on with the buttons on the ground, what they do to help. There's a slow time one, though I'm not sure how that's going to affect Mr. Iron Giant. Big, slow guy. Not hard to defeat at this point. But it is kind of cool to see, different effects in the newer version of the new Final Fantasy. Instead of just a big pile of metal swinging a sword at you, it actually does different stuff. Has little force fields. There's opportunities to move and react. Not just the turn-based stuff that a lot of us Final Fantasy players are used to, and some might say prefer, but I don't know. Jury's still out on that one for me. We'll just have to see when the full game comes out, and I will be playing it, and more than likely sharing some of my goings on when it does come out. But that's a ways off. So now we have the demo. The end of the demo here is really just story. There's no other gameplay except me messing around with the sword that I didn't equip during the fight. This is just a prompt for you to go to the end. And you could say no and go back and run around and take screenshots and do stupid crap like that. Which, given more time, I would absolutely do it. And every time I see these cars in a Final Fantasy game, or any vehicle that isn't drawn by a chocobo, meaning pulled by, carrot and a stick, horse and carriage type of thing, it just throws me way off. Just way off.
Thanks.
I've been hearing about this for a long time. And one of the first things I noticed was there's cars, so anyway. I'll give you a little insight into what's to come. Open world. That's pretty exciting. I'm a fan of the open world. The linear stories are great too. Some of the Final Fantasy did some great linear stories. Some kind of semi-open open world ones, though you can't go anywhere at any time. There were places you could revisit in other Final Fantasies. Oh, I put in I named my my carbuncle something else. Now, it gives you the option to rename them. I think that's pretty cool. You know, there was that option in previous Final Fantasies. I don't know how that affects anything beyond this point, though. You will see at the end of this video, it goes to a different title screen. Different meaning, well, you'll see it in the when you first start up the demo. It's kind of white and blue skies and things like that. When you come to the end of this one, it's quite different looking, which leads me to think that maybe if you play it again, you get to I don't know, unlock those other deals, those other plates on the floor, or use the collectibles. Who knows? So as you can see, the title screen's a bit, well, you know, maybe you didn't see it because I didn't show the first, but trust me, it's different. And that's it for this video. This has been Feeblegenius, and join me on my channel for the next series of videos.